Understanding the Oklahoma County probate process. While every estate is different, understanding the Oklahoma County probate process can help personal representatives, heirs, and beneficiaries better prepare for what lies ahead. Probate is the court-supervised process used to transfer a deceased person's assets, pay valid debts, and distribute property to heirs or beneficiaries. Depending on the size and complexity of the estate, probate can range from a relatively straightforward proceeding to a lengthy process involving contested issues and significant assets. What is probate? Probate is the legal process through which the district court oversees the administration of a deceased person's estate. The court's role is to ensure that assets are properly identified, debts are addressed, taxes are handled when necessary, and property is ultimately distributed in accordance with Oklahoma law. If the deceased left a valid will, the probate court generally seeks to carry out its terms. If no will exists, Oklahoma's intestate succession laws determine who inherits the estate. Many people assume that every asset must pass through probate. In reality, certain assets may transfer automatically outside the probate process, such as some jointly owned property, payable on death accounts, transfer on death assets, and certain trust property. Filing the probate case. The probate process typically begins when an interested party files a petition with the district court. In many cases, the petition requests that the court admit the will to probate, appoint a personal representative, determine heirs, and open administration of the estate. Once the case is filed, the court generally schedules an initial hearing to address these issues and begin the administration process. The person appointed to manage the estate is commonly referred to as the personal representative, executor, or administrator, depending upon the circumstances. Appointment of a personal representative. The personal representative is responsible for handling the estate's affairs. This person may be required to gather estate assets, identify heirs and beneficiaries, notify creditors, maintain estate property, pay valid debts, file necessary documents with the court, and distribute assets at the conclusion of the case. Because the personal representative owes fiduciary duties to the estate and its beneficiaries, honesty and careful record-keeping are essential. Identifying and protecting estate assets. One of the first major tasks in probate involves locating and protecting estate property. Estate assets may include real estate, bank accounts, investment accounts, vehicles, business interests, mineral interests, personal property, and life insurance proceeds payable to the estate. The personal representative must generally prepare an inventory that identifies estate assets and their approximate values. This process helps ensure that all property is properly accounted for before distributions are made. Notice to creditors. Oklahoma probate law requires creditors to be given an opportunity to present claims against the estate. During the probate process, notice is generally provided to creditors so they can assert valid debts owed by the deceased. These claims may include medical bills, credit card balances, loans, taxes, or other obligations. Not every claim is automatically valid. The personal representative may review claims and, in some situations, challenge improper or unsupported demands. Resolving creditor issues is often one of the most important stages of probate administration. Paying debts and expenses. Before heirs receive distributions, the estate generally must satisfy valid obligations. This may include funeral expenses, court costs, attorney fees, taxes, secured debts, and approved creditor claims. The personal representative must carefully manage estate funds to ensure these obligations are addressed in the proper order required by Oklahoma law. Distribution of estate assets. After debts and expenses have been resolved, the estate may be distributed to the rightful beneficiaries or heirs. If a valid will exists, distributions are generally made according to its terms. If no will exists, Oklahoma's intestate succession statutes determine who inherits the property. Depending on the estate, distributions may involve the transfer of real estate, cash, vehicles, business interests, or personal property. Closing the estate. Once administration is complete, the personal representative typically files a final accounting and requests court approval to close the estate. The court reviews the administration to ensure that assets were properly handled, debts were addressed, required notices were given, and distributions were properly made. After approval, the court enters an order closing the probate and discharging the personal representative from further responsibilities. How long does probate take? One of the most common questions families ask is how long probate will last. The answer depends on numerous factors, including the size of the estate, the complexity of the assets, whether a will exists, creditor claims, tax issues, family disputes, and real estate concerns. Some estates can be completed relatively quickly, while contested or complex estates may remain open for a year or longer. Proper planning and organization often help reduce delays. Oklahoma City, probate attorneys. Probate involves numerous procedural requirements, deadlines, notices, and court approvals. Even relatively simple estates can become complicated when disputes arise regarding wills, heirs, creditor claims, or estate assets. Because mistakes during probate can create delays and additional expenses, obtaining experienced legal guidance early in the process can help ensure the estate is administered efficiently and in accordance with Oklahoma law. If you're facing the probate process after the loss of a loved one, our team at Kania Law, Oklahoma City, Probate Attorneys guides families through it, protects inheritance rights, and helps ensure the estate is handled properly from start to finish. Call us in Oklahoma City today at 405-367-8700.